Oh yeah, it's starting right now. Okay, cool. Yeah, man, I'm just coming through on a different app, same kind of show. I was actually supposed to be on here beforehand, but you know, you can never be on time with certain things. But I will be on. I'll be on here more over the next couple of days. I was supposed to be on here yesterday and the day before that. Well, I was on there Sunday, but Monday. It's almost Wednesday. It's a lot of news coming out right now, but I'm glad that Sheeraz is starting to take the boxing world by storm. A lot of people surprised by his performance. I definitely wasn't, but a lot of people were definitely surprised by what he did in the fight with Berlanga. But I knew he would always have a fight like that. I mean, the guy's an animal. It's not too many people that's on his level at his age right now. And he showed it in one fight. I'm kind of glad he did that because recently the man has been getting scrutinized the most. I mean, I'm telling you, I said something about the way Shiraz was boxing against the dumbest, and I feel like he lost. But I feel like it could have been a draw. He boxed well, a lot better than people realize, because Adamas tried to knock him out, and a lot of people saying Shiraz wasn't that good, and he was only around because Turkey. So I'm kind of glad he got that label off his back because he would have been good with or without Turkey. That's the only thing I've been trying to say. So him getting a knockout, I'm happy the most about that. I don't have to hear about him being Turkey's fighter. I think that narrative is long gone. I don't even know why that was even brought about. But Sherrod, they was like, he's Turkey's fighter. The dude was gonna be a beast regardless. But in a Adamas fight, if you go back and look, and I told people this many times, because he's a power puncher. To me, he's a power puncher who can box. He definitely can box, but he's a power puncher. And I was impressed that he was boxing the Adamas like that, even if when he lost. Like, oh, I thought he boxed well. That's the only thing I thought about. But now he's starting to get credit. I don't know if people really knew he was a good boxer before or what. I'm confused. I know they know now for sure. Adamas right now, he's saying that he would jump in the ring with Shiraz again. He feels like he's possibly not getting the credit that he deserves for fighting him the first time around. And I can understand that when you dominate a guy like that, you're going to be looking for some credit for that. And that was an easy fight for him. Yeah, that was a very easy fight for him. Because I've seen Adamas in some other fights that was a lot tougher. But I still had picked Shiraz in that fight. Thought he would win. I didn't think he was going to get a knockout, but thought he would have looked a lot better than he did. But they said that he had a weight issue. Really can't use that excuse these days in boxing, but it does matter. Um, but yeah, man, it's gonna be hard for him at 68 still. I think every guy at 68 gonna have it hard because you just don't know who's gonna win. It's not like one clear cut guy who's just greater than everybody. I think Benavidez was a guy who separated himself from the pack, but that's about it so far. But Adamas, he keeps saying he'll go to 168. He said it a few times. I don't know if he'll go there just to fight. I mean, could he hold his own at 68? I don't know, man. Those guys kind of big up there. Um, fighting a guy at 60 and 68 is a huge difference. But if anybody could, he possibly could, though. If anybody could, it could be him. I wouldn't doubt him. I possibly wouldn't. But that'll be a huge matchup that could happen again, though. It definitely could. I said last year that Janovich should have fought one of those guys before they fought each other, and that fight would have turned out good for boxing. It could still happen, but I know one thing: uh, Janovich kind of got forgotten about recently. They was mentioning him for Canelo. People were saying that he needs to fight Canelo. So has Sheeraz passed Janovich now? Sure does look like it. So we can officially say that. And I said that last year. I said that Janovic, Shiraz can beat Janovic. I got a lot of backlash for that, but it is what it is. But I think he can beat Janovic though. I think Janovic gonna struggle at 168. I don't think he gonna go out there and just Shiraz. He can move to 68, but I think he'll struggle. He's better off trying to fight Adamas. If Janovic and Adamas fight can happen, man, if Turkey can put that on the Canelo and Crawford, that'll be a very good fight. They put that fight on there. That'll be a very good fight to put on. I heard some rumors about it, but yeah, but I like what 160 doing right now. Yeah, Shiraz leaving 160 was a huge hit though. Yeah, that took a big hit. They gotta push Adamas and Janovic fight together. If they don't, it's not much at 160 except Laura. That's why Adamas like, man, I might as well move up. Cause he really been waiting on a Janovic fight for like 2 to 3 years. So at a certain point, he got two belts. It ain't nothing much you can do. It's time to move on eventually. Yeah, but if Shiraz can compete at 168, I'm pretty sure Adamas can be okay. I don't know if he can have equal success. Shiraz, he's younger than Adamas is, so it'll be a lot different. I don't think Shiraz in his prime yet. I mean, if they fight each other at 168, that'll make sense. That will make sense too. I can see a guy like Adonis at PBC does it. I can see him fighting a guy like Plant at 68. Charlo, it depends. Charlo's at 68. So yeah, they got some options. They can make something happen. So I think it's gonna be some pressure put on 60 to make a fight happen. And I don't think Janovic can make 160 a long time. I think eventually he gonna move up. He already tried to move up with the Canelo fight, but like I said, his name is nowhere near Canelo right now. They have Chris Eubanks, and now they got Sheeraz that have moved into the picture. They had him Billy the last couple of months, but now they got Sheeraz in there. So yeah, Janovic has no chance. I think he knew that a couple of months ago. That's why he said he's ready to make the fight with Adamas. But right now, Adamas' name is bigger than his. He's already fought on the Saudi Arabia card. So unless he's gonna bring the two belts to him, it's no reason to really go back and forth with him. I think that's a good position for that weight class though, at 160. But something gotta happen soon. Something definitely gotta happen. There's a lot of people moving up too. There's a lot of shuffling going on. Yeah, I like that fight. And then I seen something tomorrow I'm gonna talk about in the morning with Shiraz. Man, they talk about him fighting other guys at 68 and up. Right now, I don't know about that. I gotta see him fight some more at 68. I thought that Berlanga fight was a good first fight at 68 though. They said that wasn't the main event. That definitely was the main event. That definitely was the main event. And that was the guy coming off a loss. Make you forget that quick. But yeah, it's a lot of action going on right now. I was gonna talk about Shakur and kind of Benn last night. Shakur putting pressure on a lot of people right now. I know Carter Ben wants to fight basically anybody who has a big name that's American. Uh, I know he down for those fights. He probably ain't got long to really fight at 47 anyways. He might have to move up eventually. It's a reason why he fighting around 50, 150. I know he moved up to fight Eubanks, but it's a reason why he fighting around that weight. It definitely is. Because if he was smaller, he would have fought guys that's 140 already. But yeah, Eddie Hearn, he's trying to re-sign Shakur Stevenson right now, and he got to put together some big fights, trying to line up some big matchups. I think that Tank and Roach situation been kind of it messed things up. But I said last Saturday, hey Roach, if anything happened, Roach can have a chance to fight Shakur still. It ain't always set. Cause I never thought that even at the Tank fought Roach, that it was guaranteed a rematch would happen. I just didn't feel like it was guaranteed. It wasn't a lot of, ain't been a lot of moving around going on lately. So when it's not a lot of noise, I don't really trust certain fights being set up. And him and Roach always have delays, man. Tank and Roach always got delays. But I always said the worst thing that can happen, and it is if something happens between now and then. And I told people a couple months ago that this man would have lost, he would have been crashing out. He would have been crashing out if he would have lost. So all the stuff that's going on, not really helping him. It's helping delay the fight and everything and buy time because guys still get in the ring and perform and everything else with stuff going on like this. All the time. So you just opening the door up for Shakur Stevenson. Man, if Shakur get in the ring with Lamont Roach, it's over with. It's over. That's all I'm gonna say. If Shakur get in the ring with Roach, it's over. And don't let the fight be close either. That's gonna be worse. That's gonna make Roach look good. Everybody in the bad spot right now. All that, man, I got something going on outside the box. I'm chilling right now. Okay. Bro, turkey money is turkey money. I don't know if guys think this Grand Theft Auto or something, but this money ain't just falling out of the sky. This is real cash that's being thrown around. And a lot of these guys were just complaining about not getting paid, so might want to jump in the ring now while you got time. Because Turkey out here signing guys 22 and 23. That's the worst thing that could happen right now. Turkey out here signing fighters 22 and 23 right now. So yeah, the pressure is on. You saw Cruz fighting again this weekend. Rolly got a belt right now. If I was Shakur, I would have called out Rolly. Got a belt real quick. But you know they already got stuff set up with that. But him versus Conor Benn, that would be a good fight. That would be a good fight. I told people last year, Eddie Hearn, he was gonna have Eddie Hearn on the clock. He wasn't gonna sign with him long. He was trying to get the Tank fight put together. I heard somebody say he wanted a long deal, and then they said he had a long deal with Hearn. That's not true. As of now, they already know that, but yeah, that was never true. That was never true. That's why I hear a lot of people saying, man, he need to fight Tank, man. Tank need to fight him. Right now, Tank ain't gonna fight him right now. But that's still not gonna stop Shakur from looking better than what Tank's looking like right now. The more he lets Shakur fight, the more Shakur gonna look like this. Then the more that then if he let Roach go fight somebody else, like Shakur or anybody else, Roach's name just gonna get bigger and bigger. You don't want to be a fighter everybody making a name off of. I'm just telling the truth. Because right now, Shakur's stepping up all the way. He ain't really, because people making it seem like, yeah, he need to call out Tank. He really ain't got to call him out, man. Tank know what it is. Everybody that want to fight him want to fight Shakur. So he already know what time it is. I'm telling you. I want to see Roach versus Shakur though. That's a fight I want to see. Honestly, I want to see that ASAP. But I know Conor Ben got a fight coming up though. Unless they have something with Eubanks, he gonna have a fight coming up. But I don't expect Shakur not to fight again this year. It's July right now. Well, he should fight one more time, right? It'd be crazy he don't fight till next year. That'll be possible, but that's a long time though. It's like what, 5 months? Yeah, he should fight again this year. Yeah, he ain't gonna wait on Conor Ben. No, that'll be too long. They said if he drop out of the fight, man, you ain't not finna drop out of this fight. With all that money he got on the table, nah, he not finna drop out of the fight. Yeah, every time the fight get made, it ain't postponed because of him. So he's gonna make sure the fight get made. It's too big of a fight. It's actually one of the most talked about fights still. That's why Conor Ben name is buzzing like it is. But yeah, they're gonna get one more fight out of that. Yeah, they gotta get one more fight out of that. But when you look at the opponents at 135, man, at this point right now, if you secure, you gonna have to wait to see what Andy Cruz doing. I mean, he can fight him right now, but I don't see no pressure from Andy Cruz saying he'll fight him. He probably say it, but Turkey can make that happen in a second. Yeah, Turkey can make that fight happen in a second. So we'll see. I know right now. See, it's a lot of fights is borderline. That's it's gonna take a couple of weeks to find out which ones is actually official or close to being made. But Cruz and Miritai, we gotta see. We gotta see. I don't like how dudes be taking a scared approach when they come to Shakur because when they come to Tank, they want to get a payday so bad. And sometimes it's not even a payday like that. I mean, you still got to sell some pay per views. So sometimes it's not even payday like that. Not like they think. They think they fight Canelo or something. So yeah, sometimes he don't be getting called out like that. It's like, man, you almost forget Shakur got a belt. Even right now. You got Conor Ben, and as far as I know, that's it, right? Yeah, they dudes are trying to get in the ring with him. We see what time it is. Conor Ben name be mentioned with a lot of people too. It's almost like a lot of people be waiting on him. But if you look at all the names from top to bottom, to be honest, one of the only ones really available like that is Conor Ben. Outside of the Eubanks fight. Yeah, he one of the only names. But yeah, PBC or somebody need to find out how to make that fight happen between Shakur, man, and Tank. They gonna have it to the point where he move up or something like that. He ain't gotta move up, but I mean, he talking about moving up now to fight Conor Benn, so it's already on the table right now. They talking about him fighting Tank. He like, man, I might have to go to 47, find some smoke. If he do that, man, who knows if he come back down? A lot of people say that, but most of the time they'll never come back down and wait. So yeah, he go back. He go to 47, start stopping guys. He ain't coming back down. And then you really gonna miss out on a lot of fights. Yeah, they might be missing out on a lot of fights if you move up. They gotta make some moves at 35. And it's been like that for a while now. When you got opponents with Shakur, you gotta start looking at 40 or 47. Yeah, 40 does have opponents, but yeah, who would it be though? Yeah, I can't see no fighters trying to fight him. Oh, Machado had called him out, but Machado ain't really fought recently. I don't think. Could have sworn he pulled out a fight recently. If I'm not mistaken, Machado pulled out a fight recently, right? Oh, okay. Oh man. Oh yeah, Machado right here is talking about Shakur Stevenson. God, it's funny, but let me see. Okay, so Machado won't smoke. I don't know if he gonna do anything as far as more than what Cepeda did, but he's talking like he want to challenge Shakur though. He said, "I told y'all SpongeBob teeth looking bum. Don't want no parts of me. Y'all think?" He said, "What y'all think going to happen when I touch him? Turkey, make it happen next." Yeah, I knew he was gonna say something. Yeah, that's the only guy I know who be calling out Shakur for real. Like years ago, for years he been calling him out for a long time. What 2023? I think in like 2 years now, 3 years. Him and Keyshawn. And I know the guy ain't got a lot of experience, but he coming off a big win recently. I will say that. He coming off a big win, both, and he with Eddie. Just knocked out for draws in January. Man, he ain't fought since January. Yeah, I got something to say about that. Yeah, I was supposed to talk about that recently. Yeah, I'm gonna make a video about that when I get off. But he ain't fought since January, so he might have something coming up very soon. Yeah, I hope they make some good fights in that weight class because he's ranked pretty high right now, from what I'm seeing. Let me see what the rankings are saying. 140. Where Machado at? Oh yeah, he's still ranked low. He's 14. That Pedraza win ain't do nothing. There's a lot of people at 140 though. Yeah, so he's still ranked low, man. It's gonna take a while to get before he get a chance to Shakur. And he at what, 140? Yeah, it's not even worth it right now. But that still would be a good fight though. That still would be a good fight. Because it ain't that many names, man, when you look at it. Like as far as for Shakur right now, it ain't too many dudes trying to line it up. They got McSayal ranked at 135. Damn, bro ranked number 4. Man, when that happened? They got Mark Messiah ranked number 4 right now. Dang, that's crazy. Yeah, he's up there for the IVF belt. Maritime Cruz, Schofield. He better not fight no Schofield. That'd be a I don't know, man. That'd be a bad matchup. I don't know if McSayal got stopped before. Yeah, these rankings starting to get crazy at 135. It's gonna be a couple of guys that run into each other next year. It might happen this year. It all depends, but if it don't happen this year, it'll happen next year. Yeah, they got too many names starting to float around now in different spots. Then you got a lot of names coming in at 135, like Cordina. Yeah, it's about to get serious. Yeah, that's crazy though. Shakur next opponent gonna be hard if it's not like a kind of Benn or something. Something obvious at this point. It'll be hard to kind of figure out. I mean, it really depends. Are we picking off names or I know best available, but a lot of these guys are all over the place. I don't know if they got Ryo at 35 still. Um, yeah, I want to see Andy Cruz though. I really want to see Andy Cruz versus Shakur, if you ask me. But I'm cool with that not happening for now, because they'll eventually fight, or somebody just gonna be the man, and the other guy gonna be on the outside just looking. Yeah, that looks like the scenario right now. And then you got Rolly out here talking about Cruz, Eastside Cruz. We know he fighting this weekend. This man said he wasn't impressed with Eastside Cruz lately. Said, what has he done? stopped you. You know what I'm saying? This man got how you gonna say a guy that stopped you last year ain't doing that? I can't believe he even said that, man. And to be honest with you, and I don't want to say this, because Rolly ain't doing too much right now as far as a threat, but I don't know if he's taking that fight against Cruz at 135. Rolly ain't no big dude like that. I mean, not 147. My bad. I'm sitting here put something together. I don't know if he take that fight though. He ain't no big dude, man, and he's not really a threat like that to the point where at 47. Because after I heard him say, "Oh, I'm waiting on Manny Pacquiao," I'm like, nah, he ain't trying to fight nobody. Not no Manny Pacquiao. Because we don't even know if Manny gonna win. So if Manny don't win, it's like you got to make sure Manny wins first. If Manny don't win, then you're gonna be in trouble. Unless they go out of their way to make him and Barrios fight. If they make them unify, which could make sense. It could make sense, but they went with Pacquiao versus Barrios instead of Pacquiao versus Ron Ennis, so they already made their decision. They made their choice a long time ago. But I'm telling you though, a lot of these fights, it's a lot of things rolling on these right now. They gotta go right. It definitely gotta go right. Because some of these fights we want to see, man, guys might not even have belts by the time some of these fights happen. They might not even have a belt. You might just be watching the fight just to watch it. Because a lot of main event fighters from last year is getting stopped early too. We gotta see if Tim Zoo can bounce back this weekend. Like a lot of people don't know it, but Tim Zoo is like bro back against the wall. Bad. His career is on the line right now. If he loses again, especially by stoppage, it's gonna be a huge setback. Huge. He gotta go out here and perform this weekend. So yeah, it's a lot of pressure on these guys right now, man. Everybody gotta show up. It ain't too much talking going on, which is a good thing. If it ain't too much bragging going on, that mean the fight made. We're just trying to see who the best right now. But I like how everything coming together though. I will say that. But man, it's a lot of guys who like borderline, They don't really want to be pushed into the fire like that. They still want to have a big matchup before it really gets dangerous out here. They still want to have a big fight. That's why right now they're not mentioning Rolly name with any fighters. So he looking for that one big fight before running to another tough fight. Because 47, he ain't saying no names at 47 for real. If I was him, I would have fought somebody who was already at 40 and moved to 47 with me. I don't think that Ryan fight gonna do him enough experience at 47. Fight a Bear, fight a Blair Cobbs or something. People will watch that. I think people will watch that right now. That would actually be a big fight, especially after Blair beat Adrian Bronner. Yeah, he'll have a little bit of a boost. People will know who he is. But other than that, it's gonna be hard for Rolly to make it out of 47. And then you still having problems with Eastside Cruz. Man, this dude might lose to Eastside Cruz again. If Cruz move up to 47 and they make a rematch, he could probably lose. I can see that definitely happen. Yeah, I can't believe he said the man he ain't did nothing lately. He finna fight again this weekend in a tough fight. He lucky Cruz had to pull out of that fight for Ryan, man. He really got lucky for that one. He really did. Because and that lets me know right there, Cruz would have went to 47 for a belt. So it's not off the table. You never know. PBC could throw a curveball. I ain't gonna say too much about that, but I can definitely see that happening. It's happened before anyway. It's definitely happened before. I think that'll be a good fight, good rematch. But I don't think he can beat Eastside Cruz again though. I mean after the first fight. I think he'll lose again. That's why he needs to watch out at 47, man, for real. 47 is because right now the dude Karen, he's still what ranked at 47. He's actually number 7. Centillion is ranked. He's number 13. You got Colonel Ben number 3. Um, they got Ryan ranked number 4. Okay. Um, yeah, they ain't got that many people Oh yeah, they got Polanco on there. Polanco and Rolly. That'd be a good fight. Yeah, Polanco and Rolly actually be a real good fight. But yeah, I think Centillion will beat him though. He ain't ranked that high, I don't think. And that's crazy. Centillion got how many losses? Dang, bro, he ranked low. I know because of the way he got stopped, but that man ranked low. 13. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, he's ranked low. Yeah, that's wild, man. So they got Emma Williams need another opponent this weekend. I haven't looked at any opponents who fighting on this PVC card. I'm gonna check them out tomorrow. I don't know who fight on Maseo card. I mean on his in his fight. I don't know who fighting Picasso. Oh no, I do know that dude Kameda. I know him. Castaneda, I think I know him against Gary Russell. Heard that name before. Yeah, I know most of these names, but I'm not too familiar with these other guys though. We gotta see. But that Pacquiao card is loaded though. I can't even lie. I can't even lie. Top to bottom, yeah, PBC put a good card together with this one. I don't know. Hopefully this card is better than that Fundora and Tim Zoo card last year. And they got that same fight on this card. So yeah, this should be a classic. If Barrios go out there and get stopped against Pacquiao, that'd be crazy. I know nobody thinking about that, but I didn't think Keith Thurman to get dropped by Pacquiao. I wasn't even thinking that was gonna happen. I don't remember too many people saying Manny Pacquiao was gonna knock him out before the fight happened. He didn't knock him out, but he definitely dropped him. So yeah, anything can happen, but Pacquiao been looking slow lately. He never looked this old. I'm talking about this man never looked this old. I think most people know that already. They got to. But Barrios, he ain't look too bad in his last few fights. I know that last fight, people didn't like that performance by him. But I think he almost just knocked himself out trying to get a knockout. That happens sometimes. But in this Pacquiao fight, I don't think he gonna try to go out there and fight that type of style. He gonna go out here and try to get a decision. You know he. I don't know, man. If he could possibly go out there and stop Pacquiao, that'll be pretty insane. But you never know; it could happen. But if he's trying to go for that, I wouldn't do it. What's up, J man? What going on, dog? He said, "What is Shakur doing, bruh? Calling out Tank? It's not. That ain't it right now, man. Bruh, calling out Tank and Connor Benn. I was just talking about that a couple minutes ago. Tank and Connor Benn, and got Tito Machado calling them out. It ain't really too many names that he can fight for real. If you look at the names around Shakur Stevenson, man, it's not a lot of options right now. He might have to move up to 140 for real. To be honest with y'all, he was already talking about 140 last year, but I know Eddie Hearn trying to re-sign him and put some big fights together. But man, he might have to go to 140 eventually. I'm talking about next year, for real. Got better fights, more names at 35. Right? It ain't too much going on, man. Unless he fight Andy Cruz or something, it ain't gonna be no reason to go down there. They're gonna bring up Floyd Schofield. We already got Josh Padley ranked like number 7. So you know it ain't nothing going on at 135. Exactly. At 47 though. At 47. At 47. At 47 is crazy. This dude trying to go past where Hitchens at and fight at 47. Past Russell. I'd rather see him fight Russell. I know he ain't gonna fight Hitchens, but fight Teofimo. Man, this dude could fight Teofimo right now. They need to go ahead and strip Teofimo of the belt. Fight well, he can't fight Matias right now. He gonna fight Dalton Smith. Fight the winner of Matias and Dalton Smith. He ain't gotta stay at one weight class. He can fight 2 weight classes. He can fight at 35 and 40. You ain't gotta stay at one weight class. What's up, Al? What's going on, dog? He said Machado, he ranked low though. He ain't ranked too high. He did just I think Machado got a better chance of fighting Keyshawn, to be honest with you. I think Machado got a better chance to fight Keyshawn Davis. And I would definitely watch that. Matter of fact, he just pulled out a fight recently. Yeah, he just pulled out a fight recently. He trying to get a fight. But yeah, Carter Ben, that's not a good matchup, bro. Yeah, they don't want to fight Gary at 140. They do not want to fight no Gary at 140. I think they're waiting on him and Hitchens to fight, something like that. Because they moving around him right now. I mean, it's a bad style matchup. We know that. Yeah, it is. Oh, he ain't gonna fight Devin. He ain't gonna eat it. He will not fight no Devin. Matter of fact, I think if Brian Norman and Devin is close, it ain't gonna be too many dudes trying to find call out Norman for real. So I think that's gonna backfire too. But yeah, he ain't gonna fight Devin, bro. It's gonna be a minute. He ain't gonna fight Tank till like 2027. Real talk. The way Tank moving right now, I think Tank finna hang it up soon. I know everybody like Tank, but bro, he finna be. They finna get these last couple of big fights off of Tank. It's gonna be a wrap for bro. When he said he was gonna retire, he was serious. Even with all this stuff going on, him going to jail 1 or 2 days, Tank, he still Tank still wasn't gonna try to take this fight with Rhodes serious, bro. I heard everybody trying to make excuses earlier today, but bro, Devin Haney finna fight Brian Norman Jr., bro. All these other dudes could have fought Brian Norman Jr. And Shakur fighting Conor Benn. That's not the same as fighting Brian Norman Jr. Even if he does fight Conor Benn. Conor Benn lost recently. You said wonder how big Shakur really is if he wants to fight Conor. He ain't small. I realized that recently. I'm like, dang, he ain't small like that. That is a good question. Tank the same way coming in heavy. I told people Tank was heavy. They like, nah, he ain't heavy. That's the only reason I want to see Tank fight Jake Paul, because I want people to see his real weight. He gonna walk in that ring, they gonna be like, dang. Yeah, but dude is big, man. Everybody think Devin big. A lot of these dudes cutting weight too. When I see Devin Haney walk around, he ain't that much bigger than everybody else. They act like Devin Haney is Anthony Joshua or something. He said Tank waiting for Manny. Will Tank fight Manny? Oh, it's a good point. It's a good point. I actually heard something about that. It's a good point, but Tank name be involved with everybody. I think if Tank really wanted to fight Manny, I don't know, he could have fought him before he fought Roach. Yeah, they're fighting Brian Norman. Dudes won't even fight Brian Norman after Devin Haney fight him. Watch, they still ain't gonna fight him. You got guys out here struggling with Regis Progress still. So it's not like Devin just fighting weak competition. Yeah, off a possible knockout of the year too. So yeah, I don't think a lot of these guys gonna fight Brian Norman when it's all said and done. Because you hear how everybody went from saying, "Oh, Brian Norman, he ain't that good, man. What has he done?" Now everybody talking about, man, Devin might lose to him. Yeah, yeah. Brian Norman, he a beast. They know what time it is. They already know what time it is. That dude when Devin went and took the fight that everybody wanted Booster take. He like, I go ahead and fight him. Ain't nobody else step up. And guys be using the reason of, well, Devin, he moving up from 40 to 47. Bruh, Tiafimo moved up to 40, I think, before Devin did. So, and everything. So he should be a guy that, and he was talking about fighting Terrence Crawford. He should be the guy that's fighting at 47 right now. So I already know who really wants smoke. Y'all see it's quiet right now. All them dudes be calling people out, talking about Terrence Crawford, they'll fight him and knock him out. Ain't nobody called out Brian Norman Jr. though. That's crazy to me. That's why I said Devin Haney gonna end up being the face of boxing, no matter what, because he's taking too many hard fights. Way too many. I'm like, man, Regis Progress still out here beating up guys, and that's considered a weak victory, a okay win. He said Tank little, he can't be that much bigger. Back then, always. You said Tank little? Oh, you said Oscar Valdez and Tank the same size? I'm gonna just say this. I can't convince you. I'm gonna just tell you to stay tuned. I'm gonna just tell you to stay tuned. Tank big as hell, man. Tank big as hell. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You're gonna be surprised when you find out one day. Matter of fact, when Tank retires and he walking around, you're gonna be like, damn. You're gonna think he's Charles Barkley or something. Nah, bro ain't small like that. Trust me. We just seen dudes like trust me, Tank ain't no small guy. He really ain't. That dude huge, man. I don't want to throw no weights out there, but everybody heard the rumors, man. Dudes was walking around heavy. They punch they punching that hard for a reason. Dudes ain't heavy handed like that. Trust me. But it's not a big deal to me because everybody, yeah, matter of fact, yeah, that's why, man, let me tell y'all. In a way the same size. In a way the same size as Tank Davis. Everybody talking about in a way small. In a way, and Manny Pacquiao the same size in a way. These dudes Tank big, bro. I done heard dudes talking about he done walked around over 150. I'm gonna just say that. I'm gonna be nice tonight. Over 150 though, dude is huge. Over 150 is bad, bro. But it's higher than that. I'm gonna just say that. I don't think people be understanding how much weight dudes be cutting, man. They don't understand. It'd be a lot of weight getting cut. It'd be a lot of weight getting cut. I'm talking about to the point where dudes was cutting weight the day before weigh-ins, the day of weigh-ins, and then Tank came in overweight before. And I'm gonna tell you something right now. If you came in overweight before, that means you was supposed to leave the weight class a long time ago. A long time ago. Look how different Rolly looked when he moved up. It just happens. Certain guys look better when they move up. But yeah, he's definitely heavier than people realize though. He ain't finna fight Jake Paul and walk in the ring at 140, 145. You gotta think about it. Not even Floyd. can do something like that. It was a reason why Floyd ain't fight Jake Paul. Floyd versus Jake Paul would have been a huge fight. But Floyd ain't stupid though. Floyd like Jake Paul like 230. I can't even play around like that. And that's Floyd. Floyd is the most defensive fighter of all time. Floyd wouldn't even finna play around with Jake Paul. And Tank finna go in there and play around with Jake Paul. So that lets you know how much Tank weigh for real. I'm telling you. No disrespect, but bro gonna be walking around looking like Fernando Vargas when he retired. Yeah, when Vargas was boxing, he looked skinny. Y'all seen how big Mikey Garcia looked recently? Man, hold on, bro. Let me show y'all the picture, bro. I don't want to make this about weight. I'm gonna move on, but let me just show y'all the picture of Mikey Garcia recently. Mikey Garcia is super fat right now. We talking about little 135 Mikey Garcia. Bro has only been retired, what, 5 minutes? Bro big as a house right now. Where is it at? I seen a picture recently. I was like, man, Mikey look fat. Uh, some of these videos. Oh, alright. Let me see if I can get this real quick. Yeah, but this dude, well, if you look at Mikey, man, he fat as hell, man. He slimmed down a little bit. Okay, if you look at him slim down, he slimmed down now. Okay, Mike, look at that. See, bruh even said it in the title. Look at God. That man has said it in the title. He looking slim because he been fat. They just posted a video of Mikey Garcia, 8 days ago, ES News. They talking about he looking skinny. Let me get a picture from last year. This ain't gonna do no justice. Let me get this real quick. Uh, let me get this real quick. Bro is heavy. I'm just pulling this up. My bad, y'all. But yeah, let me show y'all this real quick. Man, dude look like and this is a 135 that just hung it up. I ain't saying he a weight bully now. I'm just saying, things happen. When you got money like that, you can eat good. But man, look at that though. He ain't no real one, bro. Look at that. At 135, we gotta think about what 135 is. 135 is 135. And if you compare him and that to his old pictures, let me see. And dudes will be like, nah, that ain't that bad. Shoot. Wait till you see this next picture. Now that's at 135 right there, weighing in just down 135, right? So him weighing in at 135, that's probably after he hydrated a little bit. But if you look at, well, wait, that one, I want to make sure. That was at 135. Mikey weighed in at 135 against Robert Easter. How tall is Mikey Garcia? Mikey Garcia is 5'6". Okay, does he have a picture next to Tank? ain't got nothing standing next to Tank. What about Mikey Garcia standing next to Pacquiao? Okay, he's standing at the Spence. Okay. They said Mikey Garcia is 5'6". 5'6". Mikey Garcia 5'6". Hell no, he's the same height as Earl Spence. Nah, he ain't 5'6". They tripping. They talking about Mikey Garcia 5'6". He was 135, 5'6". Do this man look like he was 5'6"? Do this man look like he 5'6"? Mikey Garcia 5'6". Man, come on, man. This dude like the tallest dude in the whole boxing ring. How is he 5'6"? So he was a 135. That's why I say nobody knows what Tank Davis weighs. When it comes to his weight, he can weigh anything. He said as you get older, you get fatter, especially if you don't train no more. Yeah, but we're talking about two different things, though. I agree with that, though. That's facts. What I'm saying is that this is when Mikey fought. What's the old boy name? It was just Robert Easter, and this is when he fought Earl Spence. It was the same way when Tank was at 130, and then ended up fighting at 140 not too long after that. It's the same thing that Mikey did. I know everybody was like, man, Mikey went from 135 to 147. Tank went from 130, then eventually he went to 140. It's the same thing. So we don't know how big he is, technically. And we have pictures of him being fat already. So when they say, hey, the fight possibly is off, it's probably because he's fat. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's probably because he's fat. But bro, he didn't put on that weight before. He didn't put on that weight. He will put on that weight. Where is it at? Yeah, we got plenty of pictures. Man, I had to delete a picture one day if Tank was so fat in, bro. What dude be fat, bro? Fat. Look at that face. And that guy's a what, 47? He's standing next to a 47. Your face is fatter than a 147. And if you look at when he weigh in, I don't even want to go in like that. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to go in on him. But y'all see my point. Oh yeah. Well, I'm actually like same size I was. You said Mike don't look skinny there? Uh yeah, but you gotta think about it though. Let me ask you a question. Hey, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, Al. Who look fatter in these pictures? Who look fatter? Do Mikey look fatter or do Tank look fatter? Who look fatter? Who look fatter between Tank and Mikey? Who y'all think a little fatter, Tank or Michael Garcia? Trust me, bro. Putting that weight on. That camera don't lie. I ain't even gotta explain that. That right there is undisciplined. If Floyd was walking around like this, everybody and their mama has something to say about it. This right here is undisciplined right here. This is why fighting 2 times a year sometimes happen. This right here is bad. But yeah, he walks around heavy though. He definitely should be moving up. He should have moved up a long time ago. Any fight that can get made, he can make it. All this stuff about size and everything else, as far as with Tank, I heard a lot of people saying things about Tank last couple of days or whatever. Bro, people finna ruin this dude's career, bro. I don't know if everybody know it or not, but these fans, bro, they that's why I told everybody for the last 300 days. I feel sorry for Tank Davis because these fans, these ain't no real fans. People finna watch bro career burn to the ground, and they sitting up here thinking it's a game, bro. Everybody leaving him behind. These dudes, Shakur, Devin Haney, ain't finna wait on no Tank Davis, bro. Nobody cares about Tank Davis. I'm gonna let y'all know that right now. Don't nobody care about Tank Davis no more. I'm just keeping it a buck. I'm just keeping it real. Y'all, people say, "Oh, he getting knockouts." Man, everybody getting knockouts, bro. Everybody getting knockouts. That's cool. Everybody getting knockouts. Bro getting left behind, bro. If people don't sit around him and put pressure on him to do better, he gonna end up being an L regular. I'm just gonna be real with you. Cause right now he's struggling with 130s, and we got Devin Haney going up to fight Brian Norman Jr. We just had Shakur Stevenson just smoke a dude that we don't even know if Tank can beat. Don't nobody know if Tank can beat Williams Zepeda right now. Nobody knows if Tank Davis can beat Williams Zepeda. Ain't nobody finna bet their mama house that Tank Davis can beat Williams Zepeda. That man go fight Shakur Stevenson, it might be his last fight. Because if Shakur go out there and do the same thing he just did, because I just seen Roach do the same thing that Shakur did. I seen Roach lean on Tank for 12 rounds. Everybody don't want to talk about it, but it ain't my career. I mean, I still rock with Tank, but I know what time it is. I definitely know what time it is. But I see a lot of people walking around explaining and trying to look the other way, like, oh, well, Shakur and everything. Man, Shakur ain't got to do nothing but keep boxing the way he is. That's all he got to do. All Shakur got to do is make sure when he get in the ring with Lamont Roach, he don't struggle and take a knee. So really, all the pressure is on Buddy, and we got dudes from the city and everywhere else playing games like this gang war or something, thinking that taking Tank's side right now is gonna save his career. Bro, everybody already threw everybody under the bus to save this dude's career. They didn't threw Floyd under the bus. They didn't threw Bill Haney under the bus. Devin, uh, anybody you can name, Eddie Hearns, anybody you can name, they threw under the bus, trying to say they slowing Tank down. Now you got this girl spitting on him, and he's still with her and everything else. So, bro, that's your fault, bro. Come on, man. Like, let's be real, bro. You a millionaire? You ain't got no cameras in the house. You ain't got no cameras on you 24/7. You pulling up for what? Why are you pulling up somewhere? Man, I'm telling y'all, bro. Dude's got way too much money and not enough OGs. That's what's going on out here. They finna get bro. They finna have bro retired though. I'm gonna be real with you. It sound good. I've been hearing what I heard. I've been hearing a lot of about Tank. They finna have bro career People still talking like Tank is on the same level as Shakur right now. He's not, man. Tank is not. He's not. He's not right now. The guys on Tank resume is getting beat up, bro. I don't know if everybody know that. Eastside Cruz, if he lose this weekend, that's gonna destroy Tank Davis' resume. So they better pray that Eastside Cruz look good this weekend. If he look bad, that's gonna be another guy on Tank resume that looks horrible. I'm just keeping it real. If bruh keep the same resume he got right now, he ain't going to the Hall of Fame. I'll just let everybody and their mama know that. If Tank Davis keep the same resume he got right now, and everybody say he the face of this and that, that's cool. But in 2050, ain't nobody gonna care about him going 12 rounds with no Eastside Cruz. I'm telling you right now, he keep the same resume he got. And if Shakur Stevenson go up here and fight Andy Cruz and whoever, and him and Devin end up being a big fight, and both of those guys never even fight Tank, it's gonna be embarrassing. It's gonna be embarrassing because I see everybody. It's cool, you know what I'm saying, as far as those guys getting notoriety, but it's kind of dangerous right now to be still trying to build fights. I'm just keep right now. That ain't the time. Like it's getting dangerous to do that. It's a couple of times where guys almost. You see what Caleb Plant and Charlo just happened to Caleb Plant. They were supposed to fight. He just lost. So they can build stuff up if they want. And now look what's going on now. Now you got Sheeraz that knocked out Berlanga. Now, what, Caleb Plant finna fight Sheeraz and do what? You see how everything happened when you start building up fights? See, last year, Caleb Plant was really supposed to fight Charlo like 2023. Then last year, get everything out the way. But now you done let these young guys come in. And I've been telling people that for a while now. Hey, man, don't let these young guys come in and dominate, bro. These young guys, they finna start boxing. They finna start taking over. Oh, no, Charlo done finna get it. Ain't nobody right now finna pick Charlo to beat Sheeraz. I ain't saying Sheeraz is a super monster or nothing like that. He the next Tommy Hearns or whatever. I'm just letting you know ain't nobody finna do it. Especially the way they've been talking. Because I heard a couple of weeks ago. So I'm just telling y'all, man, it's a lot of changes going on right now. And uh, as a fan, you gotta help save guys' careers too. That's why when people call people fanboys, nah, sometimes you gotta ask your favorite fighter, hey man, what you doing? What you got going on? Are you sure you want to keep doing this? Like, that's what a real supporter does. But y'all bragging about people who can't take them bullets like that. Like, nah, don't send him out here. You sending your weakest soldier out here because of where he from? Man, all right, bro. All right, this your last soldier. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't hear about nobody else coming out of Baltimore. If they send Tank out here like this and he ain't prepared, that's gonna be the last guy. So y'all, I'm just putting a message out there. I see a lot of people from Baltimore putting pressure on Tank right now. Oh, he gonna get a knockout against Roach. All this stuff. Bruh got all this stuff going on. If he don't show up his next fight, everybody gonna be ready to quit on him anyways. Not me. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that out there because the energy I'm seeing right now. Oh my bad. Hold on. What y'all talking about? What's going on, J man? I ain't even see y'all messages. Cruz is shorter than Tank. He was at 140. Maybe if Pudo name said maybe if he beat Manny. He said, hell yeah, we would. Sheeraz ain't ish. You said Sheeraz ain't good? Hey, I mean, we can say that, but right now, we got the face of boxer struggling with a 130. So I don't know what standards we're holding people to, but Carlos Adames is a champion just like Lamont Roach is, right? And Sheeraz struggled just like Tank did. But Sheeraz didn't take no knee. I don't know how people just marching bro around like it's just like he on that type of time right now. I should have known something was up. I should have known something was up. And I'm gonna be real with y'all. I knew something was gonna happen regardless. It's always something going on. And to be real with y'all, I don't care what girl it was or what happened with Buddy. That really ain't none of my business. Ain't got nothing to do with boxing. If bro ain't getting in the ring like that, he just gonna prove my point again. Fighting once or twice a year, finna be 31. And is he in his prime right now? Bro, is Tank Davis in his prime right now? If Tank Davis in his prime right now, that means he about to be 31. And he done fought Frank Martin, struggled with Roach, and he got Ryan Garcia win. In your best years. In your best years. That's crazy to me. In your best years. Then you got guys that you done beat that's fighting more guys than you. Eastside Cruz is fighting Rayo, and Rayo fighting Colbert, and then he just fought Gary Antoine Russell. Man, these are all the dudes I want to see Tank fight. Yeah, he gonna start fighting these guys when he 35. I'm not gonna be checking for bro like that. Not when he 35. Nah, nah. Nah, they tripping. Bro, they want us to wait till Tank 35 years old to be like, yeah, he gonna get in the ring with Shakur. Man, bro, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I don't got no belief until dudes actually do it. Because most of these big fights we actually asked for, we ain't get none of them. I don't know if everybody know that. We ain't get none of the big fights we asked for. None of them. Zero. None of the big fights we asked for, we got. I'm just being honest with you. Earl Spence and Crawford, that's the fight we got. I can't even throw Crawford and Canelo out there because everybody was complaining about that last year. So really, that's the only real fight we got that we asked for as fans. So really, it ain't nobody putting pressure out here for real like that. Oh yeah, and everybody asked for Ryan versus Tank. I didn't, but on God, I never liked that fight, and for the reasons y'all see why now. But I never liked that fight, before or after. People just like, bro, y'all gotta realize. I was saying, hey man, Tank need to fight Shakur. He need to fight Shakur. He need to fight Shakur. I ain't talking about no other fight except Tank and Shakur. Everybody like, man, I want to see Tank fight Ryan. For what? For what? That was the most pointless fight in boxing history. Ryan versus Tank was the most pointless fight ever. We didn't learn anything from that fight. Nothing. That was the most pointless fight in history. It sold a lot, but it was pointless. And people wasn't really entertained because they ain't really checking in on both of them like that after the fight. So most of the people that watched the fight wasn't even entertained to the point where they want to buy another fight again. So they really messed their name up. That's something people don't want to talk about, but I'll talk about it right now. Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia messed their reputation up the night they fought each other. Because after that, people wasn't really checking for them uh, with big numbers. I'm just being real. Because Canelo, he had the same situation with Floyd. He didn't do nothing against Floyd, and he still had big numbers after that. Big numbers, big numbers. But they really ain't checking for him like that. It really wasn't a good performance. That's why a lot of people was impressed by the Frank Martin fight. But you got to realize, though, Frank Martin ain't been boxing that long. So Tank was in there with a guy he been boxing twice as long, twice as long as. Advantage Tank. But yeah, they gonna find out real soon, man. Real soon. The only fight that can be made is Devin Haney and Shakur at the end of the day. I've always thought that was a big fight. Everything else, it's a lot of hype behind it. Um, you got to put new names on there like Brian Norman and uh, Keyshawn from 35, and other names on the list that Devin Haney had because stuff like this happened. We even had Roach say he will fight Devin Haney or Brian Norman. He joking, but at least he said it. I don't even know if he joking or not. I can't even say he joking. The man just went 12 rounds with Tank. People say heavyweights can't do that. So I can't really say he joking like that. But I'm telling you right now, if everybody don't sit back and look and realize this man's career is on the line right now. We finna have Abdullah Mason. He's about to fight on one of the biggest cards in boxing. I mean, everybody ain't young no more. Tank ain't the young guy no more. Tank is like what? Close to like 4 years behind Canelo. So yeah, he ain't a young guy no more. They may think that, but then you got Abdullah Mason. We heard what Shakur said about him. Oh, he's a real deal. Even Keyshawn said that. Oh, he's the real deal. Absolutely. Then Abdullah Mason kind of pulled his card a little bit, like, hey, we can fight next. Sure, it don't matter to me. We can fight next. And he ain't even make weight. It's a different, bro. This is a different time, man. It's a different time. Guys is pulling cards now. He said we can fight next, and that's what I like to hear. But yeah, Shakur, he need to go ahead and move his way up though. Undisputed at 35, it just ain't gonna happen, man. He might as well move up. All the big fights, he moving up anyways, right? Might as well move up. It ain't no. You might as well not even play with it. Bro was giving out real answers too. He was like, man, 147. That's when I knew it was serious. I'm like, oh man, he's dead serious. If you go up that high, bro, you got to look for that smoke with Devin though. For sure, for sure. But with Tank though, I don't think it's gonna happen, bro. I just don't. I just don't. He getting waited out too long. And like I said, when he gonna fight these guys? He gonna pull a Holyfield? Like, bro, I'm telling y'all, around 34, 33, he gonna be. It ain't. I don't see it, bro. Dudes ain't getting better, bro. I think Lamar Roach got the game plan. He didn't put it out there. It ain't no more you can do with it. The blueprint already out there to beat him. The blueprint is already out there to beat him. I mean, Cruz and put it out there. Roach. They don't want to do that fight, man. And people ain't gonna hold him accountable. Now, if this was Shakur in the same situation, He'll get dragged through the mud. And Devin Haney. And Lamont Roach. And Keyshawn. And who's some other names out there we could throw around? Floyd Schofield. Or even a Tiafimo right now. So dudes is really getting a pass right now, man. They really getting a pass. Like to be discussed with other big fights and you ain't the guy, I don't think he the guy. Right now, Tank ain't the guy at 35. He's not. I think he getting way too much praise right now. He ain't the guy. He ain't beat nobody better than Williams Zepeda. I don't think he. I don't know if he could beat Williams Zepeda. And that's real talk. That's the bad part about everything that's going on right now. If I honestly can say, man, cause I like Tank more than I like Zepeda, but to guarantee that he'll beat him right now, nah, I can't do that. I can't even do it. Cause I done seen Eastside Cruz look different against Rayo or somebody. Then he go out there and knock out Rolling. I done seen Zepeda go out there and knock out Cabrera. The same Cabrera that was putting hands on Eastside Cruz after he fought Tank. But then I done seen Zepeda go out there and struggle against Farmer and Shakur. So it's the same scenario. But sometimes, bro, sometimes a guy like Tank need motivation. He needs criticism. That's why bro get criticized now. It's like, oh, it's too much. You see these other guys get criticized, they just like, oh, it is what it is. I'm finna fight next week anyway. And the crazy thing about last week was, and this is why Tank getting arrested recently was the worst thing that ever happened to him. Everything he said about Shakur Stevenson, he been telling millions of people, all his followers and everybody on the social media, this dude a runner, he ain't got no power, he ain't finna stand there, blah, 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 blah. He don't do nothing special, he ain't did nothing. And he went out there and performed. So that's really a bad look on Tank. And I like Tank, but I'm keeping it a buck right now. If ain't nobody else telling him this, I'm telling him this. Bro, you gotta step it up. You gotta go back to the B more days. Cause right now the city got a lot of pressure on you. And that's it. So even if you do good and have a good career, they putting a lot of pressure on you to compete with these other guys. So even if you top 5, top 3, it ain't gonna be good enough. It ain't gonna be good enough. Tank ain't in a situation like he could just be a Shane Mosley of this generation or a Zab Judah. And I like Zab. They're not gonna let him be a guy like that of this generation. They comparing him to the Devin Haney's and the Shakurs. And he been comparing himself to them guys. So if you ain't gonna prove that you're the best amongst those guys, ain't nobody gonna really care. They'll watch them fight, but they ain't gonna really care too much. Because after a while, it's like, okay, you ain't fight Loma, you ain't fight Shakur. It's like the names, we going through the names so much. After a while, it's like Loma, he's retired already. People will say he ducking, but bro, if a guy retire without fighting you, he was already old. Hey, sometimes people be talking about Loma like he was Like Loma was 25, 30. Like Loma, you're like, yeah, man, I'm gonna retire early. Man, Loma hung it up at the end. He was not finna base his career around Tank. And Tank really dodged the bullet because I don't like to compare fighters in certain situations, but I don't see nobody saying Roach better than Lomachenko. So that conversation, that whole little what would have happened with that fight, that conversation ain't really, bro. It ain't really even worth it no more. It actually made Devin Haney look better. People ain't want to say it, but I knew when Devin Haney fought Loma that his fights was more action packed than Tank's. Because even though Tank knocked out Ryan Garcia, it was a boring fight. Ain't nobody ever bragged about no guy getting sucker punched and be like, man, that was a good fight. Not saying that happened, but ain't nobody finna brag about no trash fight with somebody not really punching back or no punch resistance or whatever it was. No chin. Nah, ain't nobody finna brag about that. That's why it's open season now, and I love it. I'm glad boxing is like this now. I love boxing the way it is right now. We actually got guys in the rankings fighting each other right now. All this hopscotch and jumping around, I don't like it. But one thing I do hope though, out of all things in boxing, I just want Roach to fight Shakur Stevenson. I think it'll be the same scenario as Brian Norman. Matter of fact, put it on that card. But I think it'll be the same scenario as Brian Norman versus Devin Haney. Lamont Roach fighting anybody. Devin Haney fighting anybody. Shakur, he opened to fight not Shakur, but I already lost my train of thought. But y'all know what I mean. It'll be the same situation though. But Shakur versus Roach, same type of fight, man. They need to just make it happen. Because we already see other guys like Foster and Stephen Fulton fighting each other. And I think Stephen Fulton is a problem right now. He's still a Hall of Famer in my eyes. He's still gonna be one. But yeah, they're gonna find out real soon, man. The way boxing going right now, they gonna make Tank fight figure out real fast. Bro, where you wanna be at as far as in boxing? They gonna make it figure out real fast, bro. Because I seen last year when Haney had that situation with Ryan, I was like, man, a lot of these dudes gonna eat their words. And I don't know what's in the air or what's going on, but it ain't been 12 months. Well, it has been 12 months. Really, since like everything died down, it has been 12 months. And man, you could just see guys like taking all kind of L's inside and outside the ring. And I see a lot of people just running around making excuses for certain people, especially when Tank situation. Like, man, everything else, bro. When nobody doing this with a guy who failed a test last year, but you don't even know the details on something. You just like, yeah. But something you do know the details on. That's just amazing to me, bro. Now everybody want to be all of a sudden stand up guys. When it comes to bro, I just don't understand that. I really don't understand that. I'm like, man, these people don't know what's going on right now. They definitely don't. It's a lot of time being bought though. I will say that. Some people like when they ain't got a box. I haven't heard any official word on a lot of stuff, but I ain't even gonna lie though, man. Tank not fighting Roach. I want that to happen though. I ain't gotta see the fight, bro. Be honest with y'all. I ain't never had to see the Roach fight Tank in a rematch. I already seen the first, bro. I already seen what time it is, bro. I already know what time it is. I told people Saturday before Shakur fought, hey man, this dude, he walking around because he's a free agent right now. So he really doesn't have to really chase behind any particular fighters. He need to go ahead and fight Roach though. He fight Roach, he'll change the game. That's the fight to make, to be honest with you. I can't think of no other fight. Like a real fight that everybody just going. I know with Devin busy right now, a real fight. And they already talked about they will fight each other, so man, you gotta go through with that. Yeah, you gotta go through with that one, man. I ain't heard no official word yet on what they gonna do as far as Tank fight though. I hope they go ahead and get rid of it. Because a couple of weeks ago, they were saying they was waiting on him to sign the contract. I don't know if they got that happened or not. Yeah, I don't know if that happened or not, but they need to give out some word on this. And that's crazy too, man. You still going into 2024. I mean 2025 and 2026 with the same kind of stuff from 2024. Same kind of stuff be going on. That's crazy, bro. Bro, not even. They talking about he not even training and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't think him and Shakur ever gonna fight, man. I think it's most likely gonna be Roach first. 135 becoming a disaster though. And to be honest with you, I'm just excited about I still like watching Schofield fight, but I'm just excited about mostly the young guys at 35. But yeah, it's been a disappointment though. I thought that Della Santos and Keyshawn fight was gonna set it off. But really, ever since Devin left, bro, that weight class really been trash. We got to keep it real. That's why that fight when Shakur and Zepeda was so big because we didn't really have no action. We've been waiting on that fight for like a year. But man, this weekend we're gonna have a lot of good fights coming on. A lot of good fights. And guys is rotating a lot in the ring. And the crazy part is you had Benavidez on Tank's co-main event last year. Now he about to headline a Riyadh season card. Dang. Not even the guy at PBC no more. They can play if they want to, bro. Ain't the guy no more. They can play if they want to. When it comes to big fights right now, it started ever since David Morrell called out Benavidez. When you hear people call out, mention, matchups and things like that, they starting to mention Benavidez with guys. And I'm gonna talk about that in the morning. I seen recently, but they starting to mention Benavidez with a lot of guys though. He been mentioned with every name from 168 to heavyweight. So that's really who they checking for. They ain't gonna tell you, but that's what they're checking for right now at PBC. That's definitely who they're checking for. We should have known that when he fought Caleb Plant. And he's the younger guy. If you got Benavidez in Tank right now, bro, I know he, I know Tank is considered the bigger star, but you don't want to lose a guy like that. So yeah, I look at him as the bigger name right now. And you don't have to really deal with all the outside stuff. Like you still get the same kind of action. That's why I say Shakur just need to fill that role where he fighting every couple of months. He just got a stoppage a couple of months ago. He just went out there and beat the brakes off of Zepeda. He looking like the guy right now as far as 35. But if Devin go out there and beat Brian Norman Jr., though, these dudes is done out here. Because I don't think they're going to fight Brian Norman Jr. That's why they hoping that Devin lose to Brian Norman. They're like, man, I hope Devin Haney lose to Brian Norman. I ain't trying to fight him. Because they'll talk about how he ain't got no chin and he can't get past the left hook. But are they gonna fight Brian Norman Jr. though? And I honestly don't think that after Devin get in the ring with him, that they'll still fight him. It's still guys not trying to get in the ring with De Los Santos. I'm like, man, Keyshawn is about to get in the ring with De Los Santos. No question about it. And that man never got in the ring with De Los Santos. And came in heavy. Then he got Jamel Herring who beat Roach. He just starting to get credit for that win, which is bad. Jamel Herring always been good. I thought Jamel Herring was the truth for real though. I think he still is. But yeah, that weight class like 130, they got a lot of guys at 130 that could probably be some guys at 135. That's why I wouldn't be surprised what happened over the next couple of months or next year and a half probably. But you probably could see a lot of guys. They got Mark Messiah at 135. I'm not tripping, but I think Gary Russell at 135 right now. Gary Russell Jr. Gary Russell at 135, I think. Let me see. Yeah, I think he'll be fighting at 135. I want to say possibly. Yeah, it should be 135. But yeah, Mark Messiah is at 135. I don't know what he doing at 135. It's gonna be some tough fights for him at 135. They still got him at 130, but bro weighed in at 134 his last fight. That means he at 35, man. Yeah, we got to see how these matchups turn up, but I can't believe people are overlooking what's going on right now. I'm talking about how many times telling you, man. Telling you, man, guys ain't finna be the. We finna have some new faces of boxing after 2025. That's how I see it. After 2025, we got some new faces of boxing. I ain't even gonna lie. Yeah, I appreciate everybody for coming through, man. I'm gonna be back live in the morning. I just wanted to do a quick live tonight. Appreciate everybody for coming through. Talk more about the fights this weekend. I was just doing a random live. I was already busy today, doing some stuff. Just giving some people something to listen to tonight. But yeah, I'm gonna be back on. I'm gonna be back on in the morning. I gotta talk about some other topics that I want to discuss. And I'm gonna discuss the. I was actually supposed to go live about Usyk and Dubois this morning, but I couldn't do it. But I'm gonna do it tomorrow morning. And I'm probably gonna talk about tomorrow's Wednesday. So, well, today is Wednesday. So this card with Mario Barrios and Pacquiao, I'm probably gonna say that for Thursday because they got a lot of people on there, and I just want to go through. I want to see if somebody got a chance of losing on there first. I know pretty much know those other fights on there. Barrios, uh, Fedor Zoo fought last year. Cruz, Fierro fought in February. But these other four fights with McSayal, Picasso, Russell, yeah, we're gonna see about those probably Thursday. I'm gonna look over those. But yeah, we definitely gonna talk about the Usyk fight tomorrow because man, it's a lot of pressure on not only Usyk but the boy as well. Because the more I get closer to it, and shout out to J Man too. Like J Man said, they call the boy a quitter, man. Call the guy a quitter. Like he for sure has to go out swinging. Yeah, he can't be taking this fight just to take it. It's past that point with him. So yeah, we're gonna talk about a lot of that tomorrow. Well, today, you know what time it is. But I appreciate everybody coming through, supporting the live stream. I'm gonna be back on soon. You're gonna see me probably twice tomorrow live. Well, nah, matter of fact, you will. But that's all I got.